Alright guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about 3 very inexpensive things that you can try that's really going to affect your playing and your guitar. So, these things get overlooked a lot, and you see a bunch of stuff about pickup swaps and locking tuners being put on and all this stuff, but you hardly ever hear anybody talk about the other 3 things that are very important to me. Number 1, getting the right pick for you. This is a Jazz 3 XL Ultex. Been using these for 5 years, so it took me about 15 years to find this pick, and now it's my go-to. I'm probably going to be using these forever. They're great if you have not tried this exact pick. If you like to play metal or lead guitar, pick these up and try them out. Trust me. I tried the Jazz 3 out, and they were just too small for me, but these were they're bigger. They're like in between the size of a Jazz 3 and a standard pick. They work great. So experiment with picks. What I could recommend is buying a couple of multi-packs. Some places offer that have different brands and gauges and shapes and all that all together. That's how I found this one. I bought a multi-pack of like a sampler pack. And yeah, so getting the right pick is very important. It really changes the way you play and your sound and all that. Second thing, finding the right strings and string gauge for you. These are Ernie Ball Hybrid Slinky 9-46. This is my go-to for standard tuning, drop D, and half a step down. And then once I move past that tuning, it'd be D standard and drop C. I use 10-52, and then so on and so forth down the line. A good tip there is try different string gauges out. Making sure you have the right tension for your tuning. Like, I wouldn't want to put 11s or 12s in a standard or drop D guitar, just like you wouldn't want to put a set of 9s on a guitar that's in drop A. So experimenting with different strings, brands, gauges, coded or non-coded. If you're a person that has like my dad, he has a very acidic sweat, I guess, and he corrodes strings within a day. So he has switched over to elixirs, and he gets a couple days out of those, so he has to use elixirs. So if you're somebody like that, you can try those out. But yeah, experiment with different strings. Stringjoy is also a good brand. I have boxes of strings, different gauges, custom gauges I made for certain tunings. You can go on their website, order some, get your own custom gauges. Those are cool to play around with. And another, I guess you could call it mod, that's pretty much free, is putting some foam or something. Like these are some just foam inserts that came with like pickup sets I've bought and stuff. And you see I've cut like different pieces off, and I'll put them behind the nut here to string dampen, and like in the trim cavities for the springs, or if like it's a Tone Pro style on down toward the bridge where there's that open little bit of string between the bridge and the piece there. That's very important for if you're playing especially high gain and you have that little sound that after you stop and play comes through your amp. That can be annoying. You definitely need it for recording and live. So those are 3 things that one of them's pretty much free, and the other 2 are very inexpensive that you can experiment with, find out what works for you, and I promise you it's going to change your playing and your sound a lot, more than getting new pickups or anything like that. And another thing I'll go ahead and mention is your guitar setup. That's very important too. And I will be making some new videos here shortly on how to set up all 3 different types of bridges. So a Floyd Rose, a 2-point trim, and a hardtail. I'll be going over full setups on those shortly. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Turn on notifications so you get those. We'll be doing those. I've had a lot of people ask, so we're going to go ahead and go over those again. I do have a few videos on here already about setups, but we're gonna review that, go a little bit more in depth on it. But if there's any other cheap things that you would suggest, put it in the comments. Maybe we make a part 2 and showcase those ideas. But make sure you like and subscribe. Stay tuned for those videos coming up. And thanks for watching.